Hello, everybody. It's Dr. Stuart A. Swerdlow.
And Janet Diane Moya Swerdlow.
And this is the Expansions News Podcast for the very middle of November 2018. And
You got your Russia shirt on.
there's a reason why.
Yeah.
We'll get to that in a moment.
We match.
Yeah, except
You're the pretty one, we know.
as long as you recognize
We recognize that.
Okay, so all of you very interested people and viewers are Facebooking message, how you say that? Messaging, Facebook message, whatever, plus emails and posts on my blog and blah, blah, blah about the fires in California. And I did talk about that last time, but for goodness sake, let me just read you what I have. Anyway, update on the California fires. I had to update my update because it keeps changing every 10 minutes. The death toll from the Northern California fire. Now remember, there's two fires. One in Northern California, one in Southern California. Northern California is called Camp Fire. And there are now, as of middle of November, 74 confirmed dead and over 1,000 people missing.
Wow.
Well, and the rescue workers are searching for human remains and hope that hundreds of people who remain unaccounted for are still alive. And that's because a lot of people left, they're displaced, and they don't know that people are looking for them. So even though people are missing, maybe they're not really missing, they just haven't notified the authorities.
Let's hope so.
So far, in Northern California, almost 10,000 homes have been destroyed, and 142,000 acres. But by this mid-November, 45% of the fire has been contained. It means more than half of it is not contained. But in Southern California, that's called the Woolsey Fire. Only 3 people have died in that, and 548 buildings in Los Angeles and Ventura counties have been destroyed. In Southern California, 98,000 acres have been burned since the blaze began on November 8. So far, more than 230,000 acres are burned in California this past week, and that's larger than the cities of Chicago and Boston combined. And in 30 days, firefighters have battled more than 500 blazes. So, many of you have written in that there's been laser weapons, there's been blah, 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 blah.
All kinds of
things. I'm going to just say it again. And President Trump is correct. First of all, there's more than one answer to this question or to this issue. President Trump, said that a lot of this was due to bad forest management because 129 million dead trees that should have been removed were not. So they became fodder for the fire. In addition to all of this, magma, as I've been saying for I don't know how many years, is rising to the surface and igniting the roots of the trees, and it causes the fires. However, these fires are also enhanced artificially. You don't need a laser weapon. You take a freaking match and you throw it in the woods. Now I'm going to say something which I know from certain sources. There were many cities in California which were called sanctuary cities, meaning they allowed illegal immigrants to stay there safely without the risk of being arrested or deported. And President Trump told them, if you continue to do this, we will reduce your federal aid and you will not be able to do this.
He told the cities this.
Yes, told everybody this. They refused to listen. So he cut their aid. He told the Forestry Administration in California to remove the 129 million dead trees. They refused. So he cut their aid. Why should he pay them for something that they're not doing? And so, a wonderful Democratic Party leader, Nancy Pelosi, has a foundation in California which finances the forests and the illegal immigrants. So she got cut. She and her husband got cut from millions of dollars in aid, which most of them they put in their pocket. And so, by enhancing these fires and causing the deaths and destruction, California will apply for federal aid and receive billions of dollars from the federal government, which will go to, Nancy Pelosi Foundation. She will be arrested and prosecuted, you will see. Now, why am I wearing a Soviet Union shirt? There are many reasons, but I'll give you one reason now. And that is that Russia has revealed a spacecraft of the future that could put one day humans on Mars. Well, side note, there are already humans on Mars. The spacecraft, or the spaceship, is currently in development at Russia's Keldysh Research Center, which is going to create, or racing to create, a nuclear propulsion engine. And with these more powerful engines, a new class of powerful spaceships who do not need sunlight or solar batteries for operation will come into existence and could revolutionize the quest to hop between planets in our solar system. I hop anyway. Isn't that a restaurant, IHOP? It's pancake. Yeah. I never go there, but there is IHOP. Anyway, according to the Russians and others, a person should not spend more than a year or two in space. So I don't know why you want to send me there for 5 years.
Well, even a year or two is very hard on their bodies. We've talked about that before.
Truly. And it also states that a nuclear-powered spacecraft will allow a relatively fast journey, and most importantly, a return flight. So you don't have to go one way. You don't have to bring luggage because you're not coming back.
Well, there are a lot of those places that said, you're not coming back, so prepare. So.
And it says also this technology has special significance for interplanetary flights and research of far planets. Okay, let me tell you something. They already have ships that can do even more than this in minutes or seconds. And so they're releasing to the public one stage at a time so you can assimilate these things. Okay?
That's what they do.
Now, let me ask you, Dame Janet, you're a Dane.
I have to give you dirty luck if you keep that up.
Technically, I'm your superior in
No,
the Templar
don't
Order.
think so.
I could have you beheaded.
Try.
Don't tempt me. Do you know, how's the weather out there?
Out where?
Here outside our door.
You don't know?
I'm asking you to repeat for the public.
It's cold.
It's cold. We had a lot of snow already.
Right.
And so, guess what?
What?
NASA's Langley Research Center said that the sun is entering one of the deepest solar minimums of the space age. And sunspots have been absent for most of 2018, and the Earth's upper atmosphere is responding. You know how it's responding?
By getting cold.
Well, the uppermost layer of the air around the Earth is cooling and shrinking, literally decreasing the radius. So the atmosphere going. So that's why people feel suffocated, because the Earth's atmosphere is shrinking because it's getting frozen. And guess what happens when that happens?
We have to live underground.
Well, according to this report, it will get very cold very soon. And as we know from all the snowstorms that have been here in the Midwest and the East Coast, and even, I'm going to tell you another story in a moment, this is not global warming.
No?
You know why?
Why?
Where is Houston?
South.
In
Texas. Very far south.
And guess what happened the other day? It was the earliest snowfall ever observed in the city of Houston and surrounding areas. And according to the National Weather Service, Houston has recorded its earliest snowfall ever observed, and not just by a day or two, but by 10 days.
Wow.
And according to the researcher, he says, I can't stress how big of a deal this is.
Wow.
This is like getting a freeze in Boston in August.
Wow.
Well, emotionally, they're kind of like that all year round. So guess what? They said he has not witnessed anything like this in the past 30 years. Global warming in Texas? No. In Michigan? No. On the earth? No. There is no freaking global warming, people. Climate change? Yes. Ice age is coming. Yeah, I agree. There's a climate change. It's a freaking ice age. And in addition to all of this, this is your country. An ancient Italian supervolcano. I thought its name was Janet, but it's not. It hasn't erupted in 500 years, but it's starting a stage of activity that could lead to a colossal eruption.
Where?
The volcano is called Campe Flegrei. I have reported on this before. But it's entered a new magma cycle, and according to the story, subvolcanic plumbing system is commencing a new build-up phase, which researchers warn could at some point give an undetermined point in the future a large volume of eruption, kind of like my anger issues.
Yeah, but where is it located?
It's in Italy.
I know it's in Italy, but where in Italy?
South, near Naples.
Far
They
south.
conducted a chemical analysis on the rocks, minerals, and glass samples from this area, and they have determined that Campi Flegrei's magma conditions could be entering a phase of pressure buildup, which tends to happen before eruptions. Brilliant conclusion. Pressure eruption. Who would think of such a thing?
Well, all I care about is not going to affect our trip in June
Well,
up north.
Well, it could also affect Mount Vesuvius
In the south.
close by.
Yeah, as long as our trip to the north is okay, I'm good. Okay?
You know what?
What?
You know that years ago, I did a seminar in Iceland, and I told them that people with stuffed anger issues live in volcanic regions. And so if they release their anger slowly, no volcanic eruptions. And guess what? Since that moment, there has been no eruptions in Iceland.
Yeah. Do you
Now,
think
if
the
the Italians would listen,
Yeah. But do you think the Icelandic people are continuing to do their work?
well, you know what? I did what I could do.
There you go. So I have a story about outer space as well.
Good, I lived there.
Yeah. NASA Jet Propulsion Laboratory recently revealed a new photo from its Juno spacecraft, which is currently circling Jupiter. Did you see it?
Juno and Jupiter, who would have thought?
Yeah, no, but did you see the photo?
No.
It said that, this is what NASA tweeted, a dragon's eye. What do you see within the swirling clouds of Jupiter? Isn't that
They
interesting?
said that, eh?
They did, and then listen to that. At the time they did the photo, that Juno was 4,400 miles from the floating clouds.
That's all?
Or I'm sorry, 4,400. We have to focus on the 44. Okay, 4,400 miles, and there's a reason why. I'm
Yes.
going to tell you.
Yes.
Okay, now this is a story, a blast from the past.
Go on.
The Argentine Navy submarine that went missing on November 15th, a year ago, 2017.
It was a year and a day from this broadcast.
ARA San Juan. Okay, had 44 aboard. And this one, mentioning the Dragon's Eye, was 4,400 miles from the clouds. Right? Now, they had a ceremony honoring, I guess you call it honoring, the submarine's disappearance at the Mar del Plata Naval Base November 15th with President Mauricio Macri in attendance. And guess what? A day later, they find the submarine.
How unusual.
Yeah, 800 feet, I think that's, no, 800 meters or 26 25 feet below the ocean surface.
So almost over 2,600 feet,
Yeah.
or 800 meters
Correct.
below.
And it was found by a private company called Ocean Infinity. They found it.
OI. Oi.
Oi. But what's interesting to me is they have this ceremony, and then just lo and behold, they find the submarine.
Listen to me. There's no way they didn't know it was there all this time.
Yeah, and then they have this ceremony, and then it appears. Now they don't say what they're doing with it. They don't say if they're raising it up.
It's too deep.
I don't know. One of the fathers was quoted as saying, "Well, now we're going to know the truth," but I don't know about that.
I don't think so.
So it'll be interesting
Did
to
you
see.
ever know the truth from them? Never.
It'll be interesting to see if we hear more or if they silence this story.
I doubt you'll see it ever again in the news.
Yeah, I found it very interesting.
Yes.
So if those of you in South America, if you get news that we don't,
Which
please,
you do.
please let us know if you hear more about this story, because we
Okay.
would appreciate hearing. So that's our blast from the past.
Okay.
But so 4,400 and the Dragon's Eye and 44 aboard. So why do you think they did that?
I think that's number 44 is important.
I guess so. And then moving along, because we know in about 4 weeks or so we have the Christmas holiday. A Wisconsin company actually gave handguns to its employees for their employee Christmas gift. Ben Wolfgram, who is a co-owner of Ben Shot LLC, which is a glass manufacturer known for using bullets in their designs, actually gave each of its employees a gift card with which to purchase a gun rather than hand them the weapon.
Oh, well, that's a brilliant idea.
Yeah, he said he had to make sure that the unconventional gift complied with state law, and that way the background check is done by the store, and that also each employee that got a certificate had to take a gun safety class before they were able to claim the weapon.
You did that once.
Yeah, I took the gun safety class. It's a good idea for everybody.
Tried to assassinate me.
I'm not that kind of person, but it's a very good idea for everybody. Anyway, 2 employees initially declined the gift. They took the course, and then they thought, oh, that's a good idea. So apparently the gift cards for the company's 16 full-time employees cost about $8,000.
Wow.
But Mr. Wolfgram says, for us, we now have an entire armed staff, and I think that's pretty good. So
I think there
thought it
should
was
be
pretty
an armed
interesting.
staff everywhere.
Yeah, I just thought it was interesting.
Under my command.
Yeah. So anyway, that's my news.
That's it?
That's it.
How odd for you.
Yeah, well, what I want to remind everybody is that in December, you are going to be needing us. And we have our self-healing webinar group called Affirming You. It's excellent, excellent. The people who are doing this are doing amazing
They really
work.
are.
They're doing very well work. We're learning how to interpret dreams. We're talking about childhood issues. We're looking at foundational things that are affecting people and that they're repeating these patterns all through their life, and that needs to stop. Remember, November of this year is a month of double new beginnings. We're preparing for 2019. I have a special members only price for December, because this is when you need us. There's only 3 classes in December, so be sure you join up and do it now before the spaces are gone.
And there's a lot of people. Anyway.
There's a lot of people.
Then, in December 4 to 7, I will be in Havana, Cuba. Havana Onana. You know that song?
No.
They do.
Tell them why.
Because I have been invited to speak at a medical conference about the brain.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting. That's why you're wearing royal blue, because that's a color for the
Yeah.
brain. Remember that.
Yes, I'll be there. And then, of course, we have
The January class, which is also filling up. So be sure, and if you want a payment plan, we do have those available. But you do need to register. Contact Patricia, customer support at expansions.com, like immediately, so you get a space.
And guess what happens in March? Or is it
Marzo?
in Espanol, Marzo.
Marzo.
I will be in Quito.
Okay, so watch for that announcement. We have some of that on the Facebook pages that are in
It's in
Spanish.
Spanish.
For our Spanish-speaking people. And then remember our Clear Health and Healing trip to Italy, northern part of Italy in the Waldensian Valleys.
I'm calling it Italy Plus because it'll be Italy Plus someplace else.
And we're looking into that Waldensian history. If you're not familiar with it, you want to read True World History, Humanity Saga. Fascinating, fascinating. And of course, the prequel, Blue Blood, True Blood.
There's a prequel and a
Yeah.
sequel.
Yeah, and then of course your personal autobiography, Montauk, Alien Connection. Fascinating book. And if you want to add something else, which I think all 4 will fit in one envelope, Stuart says one of his favorite books, right?
Oh, and I will keep you updated on when my television series appears on REN TV in Russia.
So be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. We appreciate your kind comments always. And we wish you, for those here
Those
in the
US, happy Thanksgiving, or as they say, Gratitude Week.
And remember, if you're a member on our website, I have a fantastic series of affirmations this month on I am grateful and being the change. Fabulous work that people on the study blogs are doing
And
as well.
there's just a few days left for the November birthday celebration of Moi.
Until next time, bye.
Bye.